Hello, aspirants. Welcome to the Hi-Fi of the Day, Daily Current Affairs by Alchemy IAS Institute. I am Suhas and we are going to discuss the 5 most important news topics from the day. Recently, one word is circulating in the internet. It's the internet new obsession, that is aura farming. What do you mean by aura farming? It's all started when an 11-year-old Ryan Arkan Diksha from Indonesia, that 11-year boy from Indonesia was dancing on the boat during a boat race. So what is aura farming? It's all about owning yourself, like owning your own energy, vibing, just performing like without bothering about anyone else, without faking it. You cannot fake it because it is actually instinctive. It's not performing. That means just spreading the positive energy through dance or whatever gestures. It's like a swag relate kind of a dance and swagger relate kind of a dance. So this new word is being new internet's new obsession. Criminalization of adolescent relationship. There is an article about a blanket criminalization of adolescent relationship. All it started when the Supreme Court made a judgment that the incident happened in West Bengal. That one girl, young girl of 14 years old, started her life with a 25-year-old boy. But later, her parents filed a case, and that man, 25-year-old man, being accused of this POXO case, and he's being sentenced to 20 years jail term. But the Supreme Court has, under Article 142, like delivery of complete justice, suspended that jail term. But that conviction is there. The jail term got suspended because after this sentence, or after this boy got arrested, the girl was suffering with her boy, a child, her child, living in a shelter. And on a compassionate basis, that Supreme Court took this decision on a humanitarian approach. Supreme Court said that the sexual act with consent, will not be amount for a sentence or a jail term. And that repeat, the Supreme Court first what they did, they appointed an expert committee consisting of all the experts, like a clinical experts, where they social expert, child welfare team, and a scientist will be there. They examined the case and they have they have came to a conclusion that the sexual act conducted by them was a based on the consent. So the report reveals that desire continued to live with the accused. That girl is desire to continue with that accused, live with that boy, 25-year-old boy. So what are the critics says that critics of this blanket criminalization, that POXO Act criminalize all the sexual activities with a younger person, like with his under 18 years, regardless of the consent, whether there is a consent or not. But most of the time, around 82% of the cases happened, or it's like this POSCO cases happened, that sexual act happened with the consent only. So this blanket approach harm the adolescents, especially the girls who left often lose education, shelter. So what is the way forward? As of now, the 18 years is the age for a consensual sexual activities. That age should be flexible from case to case, or else like it should be reduced for a consensual sexual activity. And that blanket criminalization of the under the POXO Act cannot be continued. That was the way forward. Forest governance. There is a discussion about the new forest governance, like what is happening that contesting in future of forest governance. The forest department is usurpation of the community forest reserve rights, community-led forest rights. So the forest department is pretending, or it's like forest department is issuing notification that they are the nodal agency of this forest rights. But actually, that under the Forest Right Act, the Grama Sabhas will be the forest management and for in a community basis. But this why it is happening? It is happening because of this colonial era tradition. Like the forest department is treating the forest as an older customs, like the timber extraction, or as like the just single species spreading, and the forest right on a people. So that colonial tradition is continuing, and it is actually a failure of implementation. Is that the Grama Sabhas, like even though 10,000 plus Grama Sabhas were granted the forest community forest right titles, but only less than 1,000 have filed a, prepared a community forest right plan, action plan. And that action plan is not actually in line with the national working plan code compliances, that challenge is there, working with that challenges of forest department often quote this challenge of this NWPC compliances and the value of Grama Sabha. Why it is Grama Sabha? Why Grama Sabha is important for this forest reserve? So often Grama Sabha is flexible and case to case approach can be done, and sustainable development and then judicial use of forest reserves, forest resources for the community can be done by Grama Sabhas. Recently, the Axiom 4, where our Shubhanshu Shukla went to the International Space Station, have a that spacecraft has splashed down on the Pacific Ocean. So why these spacecraft are being prefer the splashing down instead of a normal landing like a aeroplane? See, the spacecrafts are coming from the space. It is actually re-entering from the space, and that re-entry speed will be very high, around the 27,000 kilometer per hour. So the normal landing or as like maneuvering is actually not possible, or as like for that very complex systems, or as like very complex means like more energy is needed. Like if it is splashing down on the ocean, that less equipment needed, and the ocean is very vast, so there is no worry about the precision of landing. Like if you are landing on a land area, like hitting on the building and the human settlement, these things are there, and the ocean will provide a vast area of a like cushion kind of a bed that we can easily like land on the splash on the ocean, flat down on the ocean. And the pod is also defined like the capsule is also designed in a floaty manner, like a float ready manner, that it will float on the ocean like a boat. So it is easy for that pod to float on the ocean. That's also important. That's why this for spacecraft are usually splashed down on the ocean. Over tourism in European Union. European Union, especially in the southern Europe, mainly that Portugal, Spain, and Italy is suffering because of the over tourism. Like many people are coming, like it's overburdened on the local people. That local rent or as like housing expenses rising. They are being driven out from that city. That native Europeans are being driven out of the city because of this high expensive rents or like housing, and the safety of the local that say public systems are also overburdened. These things are there. So the main problem is rising housing cost and economic over dependence on tourism. Like that is also important. Like that you can see that the inflation happened because of the uh, price rise happened because of the over tourism in Europe. And many of that, or 70% of the people coming here are staying overnight. Okay, and you can see the chart here, like how much these countries like Italy, Portugal, and Spain is depending on the tourism for their GDP, like around 46.4 percentage share of accommodation, and hotel beds are 33.3 percentage, 34.5 percentage shares on the night spent. So that's also a concern, and tourism spending in spending will hurt the locals also. Like they will be driven out from the native places. So there is an ongoing protest happening there against this overburden of tourism. Finally, a question from the news only, current affairs drill question of the day. It's about the decarbonization of the global shipping industry, considering the following statement. This question is from the Hindu article about the decarbonization of shipping. Green hydrogen is directly used as a fuel is most of the merchant ships due to its high energy content. Green ammonia is more stable than the hydrogen and is being considered as a marine fuel. India is promoting green ammonia production as it can substitute the LNG in fertilizers and very low surplus oil, fuel oil that is a type of fossil fuel currently used in the ships. So, which of the statement given above is or are correct? The options are given here. Comment your right answer below the comment section.